I was taken to Farm Hill, Kelvedon, as a newborn and spent, I think, maybe 5 years until I was then moved next door to White Barn. It was a lovely little village in Essex, and it was my home up until the age of about 10 years old. I then left all the kids that I'd grown up with to then go and live in this great big house, Howard House in Bedford. And I think I stayed there for about a year, 18 months. And that's when I first tasted the very first taste of racism. I think I was about 12 when I moved to Dalziel of Wooler House in Finchley. So that brought me more into London. I was only there for about a year or something like that before the house closed. And then once again, I was on the move. And I moved to Woodford Bridge in Essex. Now, some people still call that London, but it's actually in Essex. When Dr. Barnado first acquired this land, he built it as a boys' home. But after marrying, he gave his wife, supposedly, this home, this group of homes, which we called the village, the garden village. He gave that to his wife for girls. That was in the 1930s, I think, before my time. But that's why it's still on the books as the boys' home. I lived there until I was 16, which is when I left Barnado's. Woodford Bridge, where I lived, was 2 miles away from the girls' village in Barkingside. I only ever went there when I went to have a talk with people who thought I was having a few problems.
I wish that Marjorie and I had mum and dad that we could look up to and be happy, but we didn't.
There was nobody to cuddle us, and I think that most Barnado children that you talk to say, if only somebody had kissed me or loved me a little bit. But there was no question of cuddling us, not even if you were ill.
We had guides. We had everything. I mean, we were better off than the kids outside.
When I first saw the village, well, it was something like I'd never seen before, because it was something quite apart. There was all these cottages with it was like 20 or more children in them, with cottage mother and probably an assistant. We didn't sort of mix with the other children from other cottages, except we went to church on a Sunday, then we'd all go together and each sitting in sort of their own little group.
There were 25 of us in the cottage, and practically all of the children there had a relative of some description, and they used to come in and see them. And Mallory and I just couldn't believe it, because they were always having people and nobody ever came to see us. Well, we hadn't got anybody to come. Yeah.
And hopefully find some more things about it. But as you can see, I have been searching and searching for somebody who grew up, who was mixed race in care. I can't be the only person that's lived through that. And you know, all the things that you have to put up with, and that you did put up with. And you know, there's something like in Barnado's where you were each assigned like a social worker, and you know, my social workers were all white, all middle class. They couldn't relate to me, and I couldn't relate to them. So yeah. So if you want to see more videos like this, keep an eye on my channel, subscribe if you wouldn't mind, and then hopefully you'll see the next video I'm going to be doing on this. I mean, it's not, yes, it is a struggle about being mixed race, but it's also about growing up in a children's home where there was no culture, there was nothing, and just feeling as if you just didn't know who you were. So anyway, if you did like this, please give a like to the video, and you take care of yourself out there, because trust me, it's a rotten old world. So for now, take care of yourselves. Bye bye for now.